Welcome to day 2 of this tiny vise build. And if you remember from day 1, this is as far as we got. And you can see I really overly flowed. I did what I did and I don't regret anything. But this is what it looks like right now. And so at the end of last session, I had started filing the extra solder and like really squaring up that one side. And so then this is how far I got last night after I turned the cameras off. So you can see it's slow going. I almost went right into filing of the piece before even like saying hello. But then I thought, no, whoever's watching this, they might never actually get to see this part of the process and see how bad it looks. Before. So I just wanted you to know. But I got quite a bit of filing to do, like on mainly these 2 sides, but on all 4 sides really, before I'll be able to get an accurate measurement. So I'm just gonna do that and then I'll check back in like when I have something else that's ready to go. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of, like, I think that all that you're going to miss is hours of me filing. So look forward to that because I definitely am. Hello, I'm back. Much sweatier than I was before, but it's nice to kind of work up a sweat because usually down here in the basement studio, it's like a meat locker. So it feels kind of good, but it doesn't smell very good. Okay, so here's where we are. I've got, my wonderful... It's more square of a tube than I planned to make, but I don't really care. I kind of think it might actually, well, who knows if it'll look better or not, but either way, it's what it is. And so it ended up being a little bit more closer to square than I had originally anticipated, but it looks pretty good for something that was hand fabricated by me. Yeah. So you can see the walls, there's going to be a little bit of inconsistency and a little bit of evidence that it was handmade, but, I'm always open to somebody give me a mini mill and let's see how that improves my artistic practice. I mean, I may be able to make things a lot more precise with those types of tools. But anyways, so then I also went ahead and you probably saw footage of this. I made the next components for the outer square tube. We should just start calling it square tube because it's square tube, but it's not exactly square. It is a rectangle, but just by like a couple points of a millimeter. But anyway, so I've got the, let me put it so that you can see it. Huh? Huh? What do you think? Huh? I mean, it's not half bad. It's actually half good. And then the tube, let me get the tube in there just for the, see that? Okay. There we are. So she's coming along. And so, you know, we're going to do the exact same thing that I did yesterday, which is, you know, solder them into 2 angle iron pieces and then solder them together to create the square / rectangle tube. And hopefully the other tube will fit inside of it, because I really don't want to take down any more of that tube. But, you know, so it's coming together. And I'll be excited when this part, there's like a couple of places where I'm like, oh man, I can't wait until that part is over. Like every single step of the way, I guess. But we're just going to keep on keeping on. So I'm going to just do the same thing. Make these 4 little strips of sterling silver into a square rectangle tube. Let's go. Okay. Look at how far we got. Look at this. Okay. So we've got our inner square tube. Obviously, that was done before, but this is the outer rectangle tube that I just finished soldering. And this fits inside of it. Well, it does. I just finished soldering this. And so I got to put it in the pickle. And I don't know if there's like crusty flux oxidation or whatever, but it fit in there before I soldered the most recent, this last seam, which is this one was the last seam that I just soldered. It did fit in there, I swear. Maybe that's the plot twist that keeps you engaged in the build. Like, will it fit? I don't know. I mean, because let's be completely honest, you guys, realistically, if it's tight, I mean, I built it to be tight. Even if this doesn't fit exactly, I will be able to take down this because remember, I made it out of that wicked thick material. And so I can always take down, if it is hanging up by like a thou, listen to me, a thou, then I can just take it down on all four sides by a thou and then it'll have so much slop, you'll be ashamed that you even watched this video. I mean, let's be completely honest. But yeah, you can almost, I don't know if you can hear. It like is crunchy. So I think that it's just the flux in there and grud and stuff. But yeah, you can even see it in there. It also could be the corners. You know, when the solder flows, it doesn't necessarily flow and leave like a crisp angle. You know, it kind of creates a little, would you call that a fillet? Probably not. But, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the capillary action isn't going to keep the crisp 90-degree angle in the corner. The solder kind of fills it in. So let me pickle this and then, but I kind of wanted to show you what it looks like because I don't know how often that you see things before they're pickled and how bad they are, but you know, and it kind of looks like we got a little bit of a gap right there. And I felt like maybe on this side, I may have to see there's a little seam gap right there. And maybe right there. And I already pointed out that one. And on this side, like you can't tell anything, but I can kind of see maybe like that might be a hole. So only after it comes out of the pickle will we know the truth of it. So I'm going to get it in there so I can start pickling. But look at what I did. I drew my vice jaws. So I'm going to cut out 2 of these and 2 of these. You almost can't even tell really. But then this will get soldered onto 2 sides of this. And then this will get soldered onto, I don't know. If you haven't watched any of these other vice videos and you don't understand what I'm saying, but you're chomping at the bit to know, like you might want to watch another one of them. I'll leave some links in the description box of other videos that, you know, show people making this same vice, but like realistic size, not small, if you're interested. But yeah, so that'll be, actually, now that I'm looking at it though, this might be too small. Yeah, they may have to go up a little bit higher. We'll see. We shall see. More will be revealed. But first, nothing really can move forward until I finish pickling this. So we're going to do that. Hey, do you want to see where I've gotten to? Because, ta-da! Does it look like it? You know? Huh? A little? Even a little bit? Not too bad? I mean, do you think I should paint it red afterwards? Well, wouldn't that be funny? I could powder coat it red. I'm not going to. I'm gonna just leave it the brushed finish of sterling silver. It's gonna be fantastic. Anyways, so yeah, like right now, ready, watch. But look at this. So I've got good news, actually. I was inspecting the soldering, and you know all those places where I thought that there was maybe the solder didn't flow? I think that I only have one little hole right there. It actually shows up better on camera than it does to the naked eye. Isn't that funny? I think my camera gives me a little bit of magnification. But, I mean, oh, maybe right there. Yeah, there's a little spot right there. There's a little pinhole right there. And nope, that's not a pinhole. Right there. It all went. Isn't that crazy? Crazy cool, huh? So I'm going to fill this little pinhole, but I'm probably not going to film it because frankly, it's going to look like all of the other times that I film it, you know, making this tube. It's just like, I can't imagine that you're going to want to watch it again. I don't know. Anyway, it's just, it's like I do the exact same steps. Put flux on it, put the solder on it, heat it up, reposition the solder, heat it up some more, reposition the solder again, and then go in for the final melting of the solder. So it's nothing to write home about. But then after pickling it, this tube does fit, you know, that's pretty good. It gets tight after that, but I mean, like, honestly, that might be as long as I need this to be anyways, because, well, we'll have to do the math, but basically I'm not worried about it. Like I can just keep like, you know, working on it to loosen it up, because sometimes metal is funny when it gets heated up. I'm not a metallurgist by any stretch of anybody's imagination, but I do know that, like, you know, the metal expands and contracts, and, you know, just like forcing it in a little bit and then pulling it out and then forcing it in a little bit more. And then like, I just don't want it to get stuck in there, because then I'll have to hammer it out and like, it's a whole thing. But I mean, once I put it all together anyway, so it's like, then these two pieces get soldered onto here. Like, remember at the beginning, especially like yesterday, but also today, this morning, I was like, I know it really doesn't look like anything besides a pile of just raw materials, and it'll eventually start to look like it looks like it now. I feel like super excited. So I you know, these things are going to have to get soldered on, and then this will also be cut. So the angle of the tube will match the angle of the jaw. So it'll like look like that. And these will meet up like that. And so then it'll just be the angle. And then soldering of that is going to be, oh, such a joy. And then the tube, you know, it's going to be like, I don't know if I want to leave that much. Well, you know, I'm just going to have to sleep on it and decide, do I want to leave that much? I mean, I'm going to have to at least cut it to level off these ends here. But it's like, does it aesthetically look good with that long of a tail? I have no idea. Like, remember, this is just a decorative art object. So it doesn't, like, I want it to mechanically function, but it doesn't have to function in a working, it doesn't have to function in a work setting where people are using it every single day to clamp things that they're grinding or whatever you would work on, hammering on or whatever. You know, we have to keep that in mind. It is just just for fun. But yeah, so then this will go in. Oh, maybe it's the wrong side. This is the side that goes in. And so, you know, at a certain point, this gets pulled. I had it all balanced for you when I started this little segment, but you know, these will be here, soldered on like that. And then of course I have to like solder, you know, I'm going to have to solder on some sort of a straight piece of strip right there as the jaw, and on the other side as the jaw, but that'll all come. It'll be great. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be even more fantastic when I'm further along. The name of the game. But yeah, I think that that's going to be it for today, because I don't want to mess anything up, and I have to get ready for my work week ahead. So like many of you, I have to get ready for my day job. So that means like maybe doing some laundry, and maybe cooking dinner, and maybe taking a shower, and getting in the mental state to go and work for the man for the next 5 days, and, you know, mourn the fact that I can't be working in here. So wouldn't it be great if this was just my full-time job? I would be able to put out a lot more videos for you if it was. But more will be revealed on that front. I love you. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time letting me entertain you with my trials and tribulations down here in my studio. Knowing that I'm making these videos, knowing how much some of you enjoy this tiny tool series is really what keeps me making them, because they are kind of a little stressful, but exciting. You know, sometimes stress and excitement can be partners. So yeah, thanks for everybody who is, you know, subscribed to my Patreon channel and sees all of these videos before they go out live, helping me make sure that they're the highest quality that I can produce, and, you know, supporting me and helping me get more equipment so that I can make better videos. And so I really appreciate you guys over on Patreon, obviously, but everybody that is watching and interacting with my videos, I really appreciate it. So if you're new here and you've made it this far and you've been entertained the whole time, consider subscribing to the channel, because it helps, the numbers help, but also in this algorithmic day and age, really just the view means the most. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Okay, so that's it for now. I gotta go do a million other things, but I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Mwah!